friends, denizens of the internet, hello and welcome back to an exciting new episode over here at LostTimeGaming. Today we are checking out World of Horror. Now, before we go any further, I'll draw your attention to the bottom center of the screen there, where this title is in a pre-release beta. This is in beta, this is not finished, and it's not finished. We'll just leave it at that. So a lot of this can change and will not be the way it is now in the final product. But as you may be able to observe from, looking at these, the background here kind of changing, is that this is a Japanese retro-style horror game. Now, I believe the correct term is a roguelite, is how the developer would probably sell it, so to speak. But this is something special, and again, even though it's not finished, I've had a blast playing this over, the year or so that I picked it up. And it's funny, even though it's a short form kind of game, I still have 8 hours of playtime on this game right now. So let's see if what all the points we've covered here. It's Japanese, it's horror, it's unreleased beta or pre-release beta, and it's retro. I think we've covered everything. Okay, let's just get into it. Now, one of the things that this game is going to be priding itself on is that it's a horror game, you do all these horror things, but it's modular as well, or at least the finished project will be highly modular. You can swap in things, remove this, add that, and we're not going to be doing that, mostly because a lot of that's not implemented, but because we're just going to be doing a straight up just start to finish playthrough. And again, we don't have access to anything really that grand yet, so we're just going to continue. Going to randomize the seed, because why not? Oh yeah, here we go. One last thing. A tall man left a suitcase for you this morning. He said you will know the password. I wonder, what could it mean? Clearly the password is year. Alright, open that bad boy up and yeah! City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you've finally arrived in the doomed town. And that's basically the lead into these gameplays. Now, as you can see up here on the top left, we got quite the we got all kinds of characters whose voices are extremely loud, apparently, and redlining the audio. And because this is a roguelite, it's kind of randomized, so literally, you could pick one of these characters that you're comfortable with, but the random nature of the game makes your choices kind of irrelevant. But what I like to do is have at least a physical stat, not necessarily strength or dex, and then anything else beyond that is okay. Starts with combat speed bonus there, we'll take that one. We're going to be playing World of Horror. We don't need that, because that's one of the optional things you can do. And it sounds great, you start with extra experience and bandages, but each damage can cause an injury, and the injuries in this game can range from an abrasion to your jaws hanging on by a thread. So let's not mess with that. Let's just turn that off and let's get into it. I forgot to see what difficulty we're playing on. That's important. Alright, so we're gonna be playing classic mode. Somewhere a group of people gathers trying to awaken their master. Select the old god and click again to confirm your choice. Now there's only 4 right now. I imagine there'll be more later. I had read on some guides in the community section of Steam for this game that there's been some hubbub and some things had to be removed, but I cannot confirm that. So we're just going to pick Goizio, the Thing Forsaken by God. Resting increases doom penalty. Good. Banished to the other dimension a long time ago, Goizo has found a way to use mirrors to ensnare and teleport its prey straight through the glass. And the glimpses behind your reflections are just the beginning of a real nightmare. Yes, I read that already, okay. And resting at home raises doom. Good. And this is our game here, so to speak. This is the town we're in. Lovely little seaside Japanese town. Kinda basically my dream destination for a vacation if I had infinite money. But right now it's not gonna help us at all. There's the lighthouse, but we'll get to that later, hopefully. You check your mailbox. It's empty. I don't think it's bouncing, but that's fine. Back in your home, you think of your next move. We're not currently investigating any weird mystery. Recent newspaper clippings and notes collected in the next room should point you in the right direction. Yeah, this is basically where we kick off our mysteries, but we gotta check a few things here. Hit that button. Weird, nothing happens. Well, that's not that weird. It's a nice day outside. Lovely. How about down here? Nothing. Okay. Let's head into the changing clothes area, and we'll rummage through our, what I can only assume is a milk carton robot piggy bank. And we've inside a figurine, you find some money. Good, good. That's all we need to do in there, just kind of give ourselves an extra couple of bucks. Let's start a new mystery. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connected. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. And before we go any further, I'm just kind of doing this as a one-shot because it's early access and I just really enjoyed it, so I wanted to, showcase it on the channel, so to speak. So I don't want to do like a full clear or anything, and I usually don't do that on this channel anyway. But we're just going to give this one go-through. We're either going to live forever or die trying, so to speak. So let's get this started. We've got alarming account of abnormal arms, bloody brief of a beckoning bulletin, bizarre brute of the blood-curdling botanist, sorrowful saga of the Moonlight Sailors, and horrible history of household hell. Now, as you can see as I mouse over these on the bottom left there, we have endings. And as you can see, some of these have most of the endings kind of revealed, but some of these just one. And that's an indicator that I've done all these at least once. Whether or not I actually survived is another thing. Oh, and just ignore any kind of typos or anything of that nature as well. There will be bugs and issues of that, but they're not too prevalent from what I've found. So let's do the alarming account of abnormal arms to start with. Love the music in this game as well. I remember when it started. The woman next door was strangled to death in her bed. No sign of forced entry. Killer was never found, and the apartment remained vacant. Let's investigate this bad boy. And so it's kind of confusing as to where you should be looking here, but for story-based stuff, we're going to be up on this top section. This is kind of where we're going, area select, investigate the area that we're currently at, items, at the house you can rest, spend doom basically to regain stamina and reason. Well, the world basically ends at 100% doom, if I recall. So, that being said, the door to her apartment was closed and she lived alone. What other ways are in there? Maybe you can get the apartment plan to compare with other flats. Okay, so we'll travel to downtown and investigate downtown. Stone statues, okay. Experts are baffled by the sudden appearance of 20 stone statues lined up in a row in the middle of the OOO park. You can cast one spell without paying anything. Resolve this effect. Yeah, okay, so I don't think we have any spells as we're currently in this spell subsection here and there's nothing here. I usually leave it on status or the item page. And this is obviously us and our stat block, so to speak, down here. So, the apartment is on the 3rd floor. There's no way somebody used the window to escape the murder scene. Okay, so then we're gonna travel to the apartments, I guess. Investigating the fire escape. Loud knocking wakes you up in the middle of the night. Open up! Shouts the deep voice from behind the door. I knew you were there! Well, now obviously I would probably call the police, but get close to the door and ask what's the matter? Sure. Oh, we rolled stuff. 7 plus 0 out of 8. Dexterity check success. Before you can answer, the door's letterbox suddenly opens and an unknown invader tries to look inside. Luckily, you manage to stand still. After a couple of minutes, the man retreats, probably unsure if you're home after all. So apparently this man had the visual and object permanent senses of a dog, apparently. Okay. So nothing too terrible happened there. That's good. You notice the odd placement of the ventilation shafts. They seem too small for anyone to crawl through, though. Alright. And now this, I believe, is additive to, like, cause extra spicy stuff, not extra spicy, but extra stuff to happen in your playthrough, maybe even to possibly unlock a new ending. But the thing with this game is the more you traverse the world, the more likely you are to die a horrible death. Because we don't just have life, we have stamina, and we have reason. Either one of these hits 0, we're probably dead. Not guaranteed dead, but probably. So we're gonna ignore this for the time being and just investigate the apartments again. Not wanting to wait for an elevator, you decide to take the rarely used stairs. You suddenly trip, but grab the railing in the last second. When you get up to inspect what caused you to trip, you freeze in terror. It's slowly standing up. Okay, twisted corpse. Man with the neck spun around backwards. And now this is the enemy's stat block, so to speak, over here. He got 14 HP, he does 2 reason damage, and the power is 15. Okay. Well, at 14 HP, we can run away, but, like, here's the thing, the game's about managing the balance between not getting into fights and getting into fights to be able to level yourself up to have more stats and abilities and perks and whatnot. So this, out of all the sequences that I've done in this game, this seems like a pretty reasonable encounter to have. So we're gonna punch and kick this guy to death, and we're gonna move on from there. Oh, no, it's a ghost. Okay, well, that changes things. Normally the things that look human tend to be human, but apparently this is a ghost. And now we have spiritual actions. Why? Spiritual actions are weird. And I don't mean that in a derisive way, it's just a something that I'm not familiar with. But it's, you clap, you bow, you pray, and you do a combination of these things, and the ghost can be banished from that. I don't know if that's, what type of spirituality or religion that's from. I don't want to just guess because it'd be inaccurate, and then, you know, guy thinks it's this and it's not that and it's this other thing. So it's just, you can take these actions and the combination will get rid of the ghost or damage it in some way. You can leave an offering, as it says there, burn a material offering and attempt to appease the ghost, dealing 6 damage, costs 1 fund. Now, if I were to look at where our funds are, it's down here on the stat block, we have 5 funds. So technically, we could leave 3 offerings, and that would be enough to kill this ghost. But as you can see, we can only leave 1 offering per turn. Yeah. So what I'm going to do... Oh, this is new. I don't think this used to be here. Usually there was just, you bowed and clapped, or you fled from the ghost. But now, apparently, sever their ties to our world. You can attack the ghost. But again, let's see. We can do 3 of these with a possibility of 6 damage. Which means, at most, if we hit all 3 of those, that's going to be 3 turns. That's going to be 6 reason loss, which will bring us down to 11. That's a lot. So what we're going to do, I feel like, is probably the better option, is to run away and just take a little penalty on doom. That seems like a much better... Yeah, we're out of there. And that's the thing, every encounter has to be looked at and be like, should I even bother? A lot of stuff you can't run from, or is more cerebral than that, but here we are. You should interview the neighbors. Maybe you'll discover something the police missed. Okay? Just Just want to make sure we're at the right place. Yes, we are. Walk up and down the halls. As you prepare a bath, you think about all the possible leads so far. You're very tired, so maybe ice-cold water is a good idea. Now normally this would probably give us a chance to get a little more reason or a little more stamina, but we haven't lost anything, so we'll just go hot bath. The hot bath is so inviting that you spend an extra hour in it, plus 1% doom. I can't remember the last time I had a full-on bath. I feel like it's been like 15 years. Just been living in the land of showers, I guess. Alright, so that didn't do anything. I don't know what to do with that is. Our neighbor is complaining about her underwear missing. That's a little weird. Okay. Investigating the corridor. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says the voice on the other side of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man on the other side of the line puts an accent on real. Hello? Are you still there? I'm gonna go up and hang up immediately. You put down the phone, a little shaken up. Just how many people did that odd man call today? And we've lost the reason from that. Well, that will happen. The second neighbor is complaining about weird noises coming from the vents when she's at home. Okay. What do we got here? Oh, that looks unpleasant. A woman bumps into you as she runs from a beauty parlor. Before you can say anything, you notice her face. She's carved out her own eyes. If I can't see it, she cries, it can't see me, right? You shudder, seeing a faint vision of Goizo reflected in the beauty parlor's mirrors. -2 stamina. Alright, well that's unpleasant for us. Let's check the building plan to find out if there's a place where all the vents connect. It's an odd strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it plays out. Alright. Uh-oh. You hear rustling on the other side of your apartment door. Someone is trying to get in. Oh, hi there! Yeah. Maybe don't let that person in. Yeah, 24 HP, -2 stamina, and 30 power. Well, that's not good for us. That's probably going to get us in trouble. Because, let's see, we have 80% chance to hit with a kick. And as you can see, we do have the ability to get weapons. We don't have a weapon. We can technically, what do we got here? We can, like, scrounge around for a weapon. But as I've found, the weapons tend to be useless. Or at least the improvised ones. Even the actual things you would regard as weapons, like knife or baseball bat, they don't really help all that much. They do more damage usually, but they tend to be like, you can do more damage if you'd like to hit less, so we don't want to do that. So let's see how many we can get 4 kicks. That's 8 damage, 80% to hit. We probably won't get all of those. So at 8 damage, that's what? Three turns? No, that's a full 4 turns, I want to say. Well, let's just give it a go. All hit. Good. Kick him a bunch more. Just quad kick him into oblivion. Also, I got an injury. Hit me in with a bat. We've got a new injury, concussion. Let's check that out. Injury, minor. -1 to knowledge until the end of the current mystery. Okay, well, that's not too bad, I guess. I kind of think you're kind of underselling how dangerous concussion is, but anyway, quad kick. And we definitely missed one there. That is unfortunate. And another quad kick. He's really just beating me down with a baseball bat. You can see missing an attack is dangerous. Very dangerous. Hopefully all these hit. Alright, nice. Wait, what's that? You found an item? Baseball bat. Lovely. Well, we're gonna go ahead and equip that bad boy. Blunt, two-handed strength. Nice. See, that says it has an 80% chance to hit, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Every room is connected by vents coming from the unused boiler room. Could it be? Yes, it could be. Oh, we're basically at the the Final Showdown here. As you can see, we've got no location to go to. We're just gonna investigate the apartment complex boiler room. That sounds like a Silent Hill game if I ever heard one. You enter the dark boiler room and trip over the pipe. Cursing, you find a light switch and gasp in horror. It's not a pipe at all. It's a long rubbery arm coiling around the room and ending in the ventilation shaft. Coming closer, you can smell something vile and rotten. Now sometimes there's an extraneous option depending on what kind of items you're carrying or choices you've made during the gameplay, but we haven't obviously done any of that, so we're just going to check them in. Well, I don't like that. Hello? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Alright. You almost fall to the ground when you see the wide open stare of the dead pervert, his elongated limbs stretching and disappearing in the vent's darkness. After the police have arrived, the whole building was searched. Following the arms, the detective finds the body of a man stuck in a ventilation shaft. Later, he is identified as the building caretaker. In his closet, police find pieces of underwear and voyeur photos of the tenants. You are questioned thoroughly and eventually released as the murder case is being covered up as a case of an unfortunate gas leak. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we got ending A. Great. Got some stat bonuses and a day has passed. Uh-oh. The old god stirs. Click here to reveal its effect. Roads leading out of town were closed by the police, and you'll have to find a new way out. Well, that sucks. Oh yeah, every mystery we solve or don't solve kind of adds to how messed up the town is. You can see there's slots for many a things. So, now that we've done that, I guess we have time. We'll do one more. And I was kind of hoping that we could plow right through this, but I guess I've underestimated how much talking I was going to do and how long each individual mystery is. So we're just going to do one run through. We'll do one more mystery for today's episode, and then we'll leave it there. So, inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is it doing in there? Take the key. As you can see, we've got key A out of B, or A out of A through E. Those will come in handy later, if we survive. Alright, so we're back home now, and as we can recall here, we lost quite a bit of stamina, so we're gonna hop in the bath, and we're gonna take a hot water shower bath, whatever it is. Good, we've regained 2 stamina, or 1 stamina? Yeah, whatever. We're back at 10 stamina, that's all that matters. Oh yeah, let's take a quick look out the door's peephole. Right, that's great. And if you're wondering why everything is like white with a shade of blue, that's just simply how the game works. I'll take a second here and we can show you that you can just change these to all kinds of different shades. Now, as you can probably tell, they're all different shades of burning holes into your eyeballs. You know what I mean? They're all cool looking, and they all kind of change the feel of the game. But I really liked the blue one, to be honest with you. Now I have trouble to. Whoa, okay. That's. Oh, it's red. Oh, it's so red. We had blue, didn't we? There we go. Blue with a slightly darker blue, and you see how much better that is for the eyeballs. And obviously, you can switch it between 1 and 2-bit, but 2-bit, like, obviously is better. I mean, you know, well, why wouldn't it be? We can check the TV, but that usually ends in us losing some sort of reason. So, anyway, let's head on to Bloody Brief of a Beckoning Bulletin. As the decades roll on, technology has only developed further. These days, computer bulletin board software allows computers to communicate over the phone lines. All it takes is a computer and a modem, and anybody can connect to a bulletin system, or even host one of their own. Once you connect, you can read all of the messages on that bulletin, and even post your own and start a conversation. Many use them to share files, or to chat about their favorite topics. Everything from video games to sports to idle culture. But in the wake of a sudden string of weird suicides, things aren't all fun and games. Rumors have surfaced that the deaths are linked to a bulletin system operated from somewhere within Shiikawa. What is behind the suicides? How could so many people all be driven to take their own lives? I guess we'll find out. Even if the rumored bulletin system's phone number is found, there's no hope to investigate without a computer that can connect to it. Maybe the school library has one that will work. Ah yes, let us go to the school and use to dial up to a BBS that's going to make us kill ourselves. Wait, no, that sounds terrible. Let's not do that. And now that I'm thinking about it, I guess we could go buy some items at the store, even though it costs Doom. And you know what? We're only at 10% Doom. Let's swing... Nah, you know what? We'll just investigate the school. Let's not get too antsy into pantsy. Impossible angles and seemingly moving lines make your head spin. Oh, this. Ah. We don't have Ikumi, so we're gonna stare in disbelief. How is this possible? Oh. Good. Non-Euclidean chalkboard for the win. Now, I guess we'll just, oh yeah, up top here. While the school's library computer doesn't have a modem, you happen to bump into a member of the computer club while asking around. She apparently just got a new system and is willing to let you borrow hers. Thanking her, you arrange to meet at her home in the city. While we investigate a restaurant. You try to avoid mirrors, afraid of what could be waiting for you on the other side, -1 reason. Yeah, that's probably not a good sign. You lug the cardboard box full of PC parts up your apartment stairs, teeth clenched as you heave it up one step at a time. Goddamn, our computer's heavy. Well, some of them are. Nowadays you can get like really tiny computers, but back in the 1980X, yes, computers were very heavy. When you stop by home to pick up your lunch, you find a pile of letters in your mailbox. Read the letters. Ah, yes, we rolled a luck check with success. Sweet, it seems that you've won a small amount of money in the lottery. Lucky you, I got +2 funds. Sweet. You wipe the sweat from your brow as you finally finish setting up the computer in your bedroom. After a few tests, you're now certain that everything is functional. The newscaster on the TV says that the suicide rate is still climbing. Worse, the morbid trend is beginning to catch on in other nearby towns. You need to act quickly. And we're going to act so quickly that we're going to go over to downtown and go shop at the Shiba Inu store where we buy stuff from Doggo. What are we going to buy? Let's buy a compass. We should have bought that in the first one, but we'll buy a compass. And as you see, +2 experience for each investigated location, which is going to be good down the road. Yes, now our slot C item is full. Good. Alright, let us investigate the fire escape again. That's where the hot jazz is. While looking around the ransacked room of a recently deceased friend, you discover a half-finished painting of a woman. Her scale, a ghastly, pale yellow color. The scene is disturbing. You struggle to look at it. Yes, I would too. Charisma check success. Unintimidated by the painting, it gives you new insight into the madness that possessed your friend. +5 experience. I'd like experience. Hoping to find a lead, you head to the hospital. With how many deaths there have been, the hospital is in chaos. The staff looks exhausted. When the receptionist lets her head down onto the desk for a minute, you slip out of the waiting room and into the hospital corridors. Like a sneaky hospital ninja. Okay. You enter the hospital looking for information about a certain patient. The main corridor is dark and strangely empty. You spot a nurse at the registration booth. She's asleep from exhaustion. Let's set the trash can on fire. Why would we do that? Let's sneak past her. Dexterity check failure. Aw. You manage to sneak past her. Unfortunately, the old cabinet squeaks loudly, waking the nurse. You're thrown out of the hospital. Oh, the old cabinet, you betrayed me. You overhear two nurses talking about a girl whose suicide attempt failed. Apparently, she's recovering at her grandparents' home at the village in the city outskirts. You exit the hospital, not get tossed out, and make your way to the nearest bus stop. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that thing. Something is wrong. You don't see anyone on the street, and you could have sworn it was crowded just a minute ago. You'd better hurry out of here. -1 reason. There goes some more reason. We didn't need that anyway. As you pull into the village bus stop, a news story comes on the bus driver's radio. An entire class of Shiikawa students leapt in front of a train, hand in hand. You move urgently as you exit the bus and begin searching down the village streets. Investigating a random field. As you walk through the village, crops waver in the breeze, following your every movement. -2 reason. Oh no. When you find the girl's house, her grandparents greet you solemnly. They thank you for your effort to stop the deaths. Forgive her, her grandfather says as he leads you to her bedroom. She's a kind girl. Something has happened to her. No one answers when you knock at Professor Takeuchi's door. This is odd, since he's normally punctual about his appointments. The smell of blood tells you that something's wrong, and you quickly open the door and make your way inside. There's no sign of the professor, but the quantity of blood everywhere leaves little doubt as to what has happened. But how? And why? Scavenge. Perception check success. You rummage through the drawers, trying to find anything useful. The sound of police sirens forces you to grab the nearest item and flee the crime scene. What we get? We got an energy drink, alright. +1 dexterity until the end of the current mystery. Well, we don't really need that right now. We'll hold on to that bad boy. The recovering girl is more than happy to not only confirm the bulletin's existence, but to give you its number. You have to do what it tells you. Trust me, you won't regret a thing. She beams at you as her grandmother struggles to make her swallow the pain medication. I'll be back to join you all soon. Wait for me, okay? Disquieted, you give the grandparents your phone number and hastily leave. Yeah, that's probably for the best. Walking through the village, you're suddenly pulled behind a building. Two menacing-looking masked figures block your escape. You serve the old ones? Serve what? Masked men are visibly puzzled. Sorry to bother you, says one, and they disappear around a corner. What was that about? -2 reason? Oh, come on. That's not right. As soon as you arrive home, you dial the number and put the handset onto the modem. Your heart pounds as the computer fans exhale. The system hums. You hear a brief dial tone, and then it finally connects. Here we go. On screen, welcome home. Do you like it? Yes, no. Yeah. I'm glad. Take your phone off the modem and put it to your ear. Oh, okay. You listen to the staticky signal on the other end. It's harsh to your ear. But then, the noise begins to slowly change into something beautiful. You want to join it. Oh no, we're having a showdown with Together. Oh, 31 HP, 1 to all damage, that's both reason and stamina. And 44 power. Currently your chance to hit is lowered by 34%. Well, that's just terrible. And you see how that doesn't affect our regular kicking, that affects our weapon. So our weapon chance to hit is now 46%, that's terrible. Something tells me we're not gonna get out of this one alive. Yeah. So, because what does our weapon do? 4 damage, yeah, that's not... We can spend 2 turns to increase it 20% to make it 66, but still, that's not that high. We'll just We're gonna go out kicking. And we're gonna save that because we're just gonna keep doing that. Yes. Just kick the crap out of it. You won't stop me in my infinite kicks. I mean, you might. I've got maximum 6 turns left, and you've got 9 life. Gonna be close. Yep. Come on. Oh, resolve combat. We've gained a level. Well, we could gain a level. You wrench the phone from your ear, nearly tossing it across the room. You could have killed yourself for that thing. Sweat pouring down your face, you immediately yank the computer's plug from the socket. From the bulletin's number in the phone book, you find the system operator's address. When you enter the cramped apartment, you're met with a smiling, hanged teenager and a still-running, unplugged computer. You smash it to pieces. With the root cause gone, the suicides eventually slow. While you couldn't save those already in its thrall, you're relieved to know the bulletin won't take any more victims. Bloody Brief of Reckoning Bulletin, Ending B. And we got a bunch more rewards. Good. Alright. I guess we'll do our level up here before we do anything else. Got 3 perks to choose from: Art Knowledge, Folklore, Studies, and Leadership. You got +1 knowledge, +1 charisma, or +1 perception. Well, I wager we could use... oh, no, wait. We could use +1 to knowledge, but the offset of leveling up is sometimes you got to use your level up to not die. We can get 4 stamina or 4 reason. We're going to need the 4 reason. Yes, good. Now we have that. Alright, and let's see what the new effect is. Dangerous bands of rioters are gathering around downtown area. The police are hopeless. Well, alright. That's great. Let's stop by the mailbox. Ah, another small key. I've got A and B. And so, at that point, before I do my outro here, I want to say that this game has a save function. Save progress and exit the game, right? You decide to spend some time with your family living in a nearby town and rest. Feeling tainted by the horror you've experienced here, deep inside, you know you were forced to return one day. So, I'm going to click save and exit, but the saving has been disabled for a lot of the time I've been playing this game in the past, so I can't guarantee that this will be here for the next episode. But that is all the time I have for this episode today. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching another exciting look into the world of horror in its, beta, pre-full release state. That being said, if you enjoyed the video today, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, and get subscribed. And let me know down in the comment section below what you thought about my gameplay, my commentary, or anything else in general. That being said, we'll pick this up next Wednesday, and hopefully that'll be it for this. I only wanted to do one, kind of figured I was going to die, to be honest with you, but I want to try and get a full playthrough, or a full, run-through of this, if we can manage it. So that being said, thanks for watching. As usual, I'll catch you all on the flip side.